Tonight, I just wanna take you. What's good, y'all, and welcome to the Unfaded podcast presented to you by Bandedbox.com, the online resource for hip-hop and R&B, where we listen to you and ignore you all at the same time. Like I said, this is the Unfaded podcast, our very first episode, so I'd like to say to you, welcome once again. I got two guests on the show. LA, you want to say what's up to the people?
What's up, guys? It's LA.
And we also got S. Marie. What's going on?
Hey, y'all. S. Marie here.
So, Lori, you got a clothing line called Closet 18. I heard you got some really good designs going on over there. So, tell us a little bit about it.
Closet 18 is a motivational brand. We basically create T-shirts or apparel with motivational messages on there. So right now we're starting out with T-shirts and hoodies, but in the near future we'll be introducing some other products.
What kind of other products?
Maybe some hats, fitted, tanks as the season changes.
No ladies wear?
Ladies wear like what?
Like a thong?
Oh, like ladies' hats.
So the messages that I put on the T-shirts are going to go on the thong?
Yeah, the T-hongs. Right. The T-hongs.
T-hongs. I like that. I think that will catch on. T-hongs.
That's the country way. Yeah, she came out of there out the bathroom with one of them dang on T-hongs.
That's probably something, as I said, that you can do, but I don't know if that's
that I can do.
Fit.
I can't design no thongs. Well, I probably could.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a triangle and like a smaller triangle and like some fabric.
That's all you need. I could probably sew it myself.
Yeah.
All I need is 3 pieces of thread.
That's it.
Literally 3 pieces of thread.
All you need. But see, you have thongs and then you have G-strings. Like the G-strings, like those don't have a little triangle thing in the back that be like, in the way.
That's the thread underwear.
The thread underwear. Isn't that uncomfortable though?
No, to me a thong is more uncomfortable than a G-string.
Okay.
Because the thong has like this patch of fabric in the back that's somehow supposed to fit like at the top of your butt, but if like there's a butt there, it doesn't really fit there. It's made for other people. Okay.
With no butt or
yeah.
That triangle will get lost.
But
if
what?
You have a big butt.
But what's the point of even having a thong if you have no butt?
To probably make it
for
look
no
like
panty lines.
Oh well,
I would think it would be for no panty lines.
Well, I was thinking it's because you had a butt. That's why you would wear a thong. But I guess I'm a dude, so I wasn't even thinking. Yeah, the panty line. Yeah, that's why you would wear. That's why you would wear a thong.
I guess they're trying to feel like they have something going on back there.
Oh man! So last night we were at an event. It was a 70s event, right? And there was this dude in this. Well, first of all, let me back up before we talk about the yellow. Basically, the yellow that was going on. So I sent the clip to S. Marie from this event, right? There was this dude there in a yellow outfit. There was like a couple, like in a complete yellow outfit. And I was saying to LA, I was like, I wish I had the type of confidence to go outside looking like that. Or at least that kind of confidence where like it just doesn't matter.
He thought he was clean. Like, I don't think that he thought it didn't matter. Like, I think he thought he looked good, though. Like, I don't know. Like, if you think that looks good, like, that gives you confidence. Like, I don't even, you know what I mean? But everybody don't have good taste is what it really boils down to. But, like, I don't think he thought it was bad. I think he thought it was awesome. He didn't think he was taking any risks.
He had the yellow blazer, the black pants and the black shirt with a yellow tie, and a black and yellow hat.
He said he was bumblebee'd out. What you talking about?
But his date also had the black and yellow on, but she had a little cutout around her navel. So just her navel was cut out.
That's interesting.
It was silly. So, but we were there. We were like probably one of the youngest people in the building because this was like a show that featured the new stylistics and the dramatics. And there was also Jimmy J.J. Walker from Good Times and Thelma from Good Times. She was also there. Now, I'm not going to say who did what and who, which celebrity or whatever that was there. But I wanted to talk to you guys and bring this whole thing up. So I went up to said person and I was like, hey, let me get a selfie. And they were like, oh, that'll be $25. Exactly the face that I made.
You ain't even no real celebrity no more. What you mean? You should be happy somebody wants to take a picture with you. Goodness.
My sentiments exactly. I'm like, I wasn't like that, but after I thought about it for a while, I'm like, yo, you should be happy that a younger person is like, hey, let me get a selfie with you because I'm going to put it all over Instagram. And, people know them.
What is your situation like?
I wouldn't. Let me put it like that. If I saw them out, I wouldn't.
That's what I said. I don't know what your financial situation is, why you need $25 per selfie. It's not
it wasn't even like I was trying to get up on their real camera. I was just like, hey, here's my cell phone. Boom, boom, bow.
Right.
And there was a problem.
Let me post this on the Snap. Like, what do you mean?
So what I did, like any normal person at a show, I lied and said, oh yeah, let me go get my $25. I'll be right back.
You never came back.
And walked away. It was like, I can't believe that.
$25 for a selfie.
And you know what's crazy? If that had been like Jay-Z or somebody, he would have just took the picture.
Right. Somebody relevant. Because that's how you become famous, is through your fans. If you're known as one of those people who don't want to sign autographs, don't want to take pictures, I get that everybody don't feel like it every day. I get that. You're a person. If I'm away from work, I don't want you talking to me about my job. But at the same time, when you're not just saying no, thank you. How you gonna ask for some money?
Well, you're already there getting paid too now. It's not like
right. It's that's almost like you got a booth set up where people could take pictures with you for a fee. You have no line at your booth.
And it's not
that's unacceptable.
And it's not like this money the person was asking for, because I don't know who it was, is donating that for a cause. It was just.
Well, it's not, and $25 is not life changing. I'm just saying.
Oh man! So I was surprised. You just get thrown aback by little situations like that. I know there are other celebrities out there who ask for money for autographs and things like that. Because you can make money. I can kind of get it on an autograph. Maybe because you get a lot of people that take those autographs and then they go and they put it up on eBay and they sell it.
But what if I want you to autograph my boob? I can't put that on eBay.
That's true.
I'm just saying, does that gonna cost me money too?
Right. If you think of somebody like Prince, who notoriously would not give out autographs. Now I know he probably gave out a few, but if you got his autograph and you put it up on eBay.
Man.
And he notoriously does not give out autographs, you're going to make a lot of money.
That's true.
So I kind of get it somewhat in that
But I don't know. I think I would rather just have it for my own personal, but that's just me. I don't get stuff in order to sell it. If I get something, that's because I want to cherish this memory. I don't have time to be trying to sell it to you. You weren't even there.
Right. Me too. I'm the same way. I don't give a lot of my things away, especially things like that. Has anyone else ever had an experience with a celebrity or anything like that?
I've only had one. I was in the airport and I want to say I was in Atlanta, and let me look up his name real quick because it's gonna sound terrible. I knew him by face, but I did not know his name.
Is he an actor? Singer?
He is. His name is.
Oh, the shade train is on its way.
Sugar.
Jeffrey Wright.
Who is that?
Jeffrey Wright, he played Dr. Narcisse on Boardwalk Empire. He played Martin Luther King. He played in Angels in America. He played in the one movie where he played the Hispanic dude who used to sit in the window all the time. Was it Shaft?
Yes. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And when I saw him, I immediately recognized him. But I don't think he's one of those celebrities that gets like a lot of attention while he's out. And he like sat right next to me at the bar, but he was watching like women's soccer.
Women's soccer? What was his name?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. And I asked him, I said, "Are you Jeffrey?" Like I had to look him up then too. I was on the phone. I was like, "Oh my God."
Thank you, Google.
I think a celebrity just sat right next to me. Right. And then I was like, and they were like, "Who?" And I was telling them, "Like I don't know who that is." I'm like, "Oh, I'm telling you this who it is." So I Googled it, of course, because I have to.
Did he have like the voice and everything? Like, what's up, man?
No, he just sounds like a normal guy. I don't know. Like he does those voices for movies, but like he's I don't know. He just sounds American. And he was just like, and so finally, I got his phone. And I was like, "Are you Jeffrey Wright?" He was like, "Yes." And then he went back to watching TV. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And like, I didn't want to do one of those things where like you take a selfie with somebody, but they don't really know you taking a selfie with them because that's rude. So I just let him enjoy, watching the game. And I was like, "Oh my God, I saw a celebrity today." And like, that was it.
That's got to be like a really tough thing. Like, I don't know if I could. I mean, maybe, but that seems like a hard lifestyle because, like, I think we all three of us on this line right now, we can admit that we're all like decent people,
right?
Like reasonably decent people.
Yeah.
Marie over there blinking right now. Like, am I?
Are we?
Like, generally a decent person?
She had to think through her past.
Yeah.
Take inventory of her life.
Generally,
but
sure.
Think about that. Like, you're out, like, people are always bothering you. But, like, let's say most of the time you're out there, you're taking selfies, you're signing autographs, and then you're just having one of those days where you're just like, listen, I just want to be a normal ass person. I just want to walk around, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather. I'm taking a day off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But there are a lot of people who are like that because there's only so many like Uber celebrities, and then you have your lesser known celebrities that people who watch their stuff and know. Like I didn't know Jeffrey Wright's name, but I knew him because I watch a lot of movies, I watch a lot of television, but there are other people that wouldn't have known him. Taraji P. Henson said that before Empire, she could just go out and do her own grocery shopping and everything like that. And then when she got on, because only black people watched,
black people
when she was in. Those are the only people that watched what she was in, so she wasn't like one of those well-known people. But now, because it comes on Fox during primetime, like everybody has watched Empire at some point, and like she said, she just can't lead her normal life anymore. So I think it just depends on like your level of stardom.
I don't know. It seems really hard because you'll have one interaction with one person and they'll tell the world, "Oh, so and so was stuck up. He went sign my autograph." I just think it's just a messed up thing. I think a lot of people don't look at celebrities as people. They're people.
They don't.
They're people. They work a job.
A lot of people don't look at a lot of dang things realistically. Because like I said, when I get off my job, I don't want you bothering me about my job. When they off their job, they don't want you bothering them about their job either. Just like them, when they get off, they don't want nobody walking up to them on the street asking them about, how to get their cable working. Like that's not.
Aren't you the one that work in customer service at Time Warner?
Right.
Snap. Let me get a selfie and an autograph. Come on. You're like, no, not right now. Not right now. Oh, you stuck.
Start talking about, well, my cable ain't been working, and who can I call? And this, that, and the third. Like, that's why most people, when they leave work, they take their name tags off. Okay? Like, they don't want to be bothered about work because people are so rude. People will not respect that you was, like, on your own time doing your own thing. One time I was on lunch. I'm standing in line at Chick-fil-A, and I forgot to take my name tag off. I'm on the phone, too. Like, I got the phone. Like, I didn't even have my headphones. I had the phone up to my head. And this lady just starts talking to me. Talking about, well, what time y'all close? And where y'all located? ma'am, I'm on the phone. I'm like, hold on. And I put the phone down. And then she's like, yeah, so what time y'all close? Oh, hey, because I need to make it over there, but I got to do this, and this. Like, do you not see me standing here talking on the phone and in line to get my lunch? Like, I'm off the clock. I get paid by the hour. I don't know what your issue is right now. Okay. But it was so rude. And people are just like that. People are just rude. They don't care what you got going on. They worried about what they want right now. And if you can't get them what they want, then they're going to have something to say about it.
So S. Marie had her first celebrity experience.
I know, right?
I'm on the
phone. Right. I'm like, I got the phone up to my head and everything. Like, what other type of message do you need to, like, not harass me at this moment?
Aren't you running things over there? What time y'all close?
Right. So, same time every other place closed.
So, another thing happened at the show. So, LA and I, we're sitting there, and we're at the Closet 18 booth hanging out. And intermission happens. And it's this long line to the ladies' room. Because we're right next to the door by the ladies' room.
Oh, Lord.
So I was sitting there, I'm like, man, what is going on in the women's room? Why, like, where the line has to be so long? Like, what the hell are y'all doing there?
It was definitely 50 plus people waiting on that bathroom.
Yeah, well, first off, you got to do more undressing. It's not like you can just go unzip, pull it out, do your business, and be done. Like, it doesn't work that way. And then, you say it was like a older people conference? They probably had on, like, Spanx and girdles.
You got to add
and they had to pull down Right, they had stockings on, they had to pull down. And then they too old to like squat, so they had to lie in the seat with toilet paper. Like, all that takes time. Like, you gotta go in there, you gotta lie in the seat with the toilet paper, and then with these new toilets, they flush. So as soon as you like stand back up, they flushing, and you like, no, I'm not ready yet.
Automatic flush, scared of
right. And then you gotta like take everything off. So if you got on like pants, you gotta do your belt, you gotta do your button, your zip, you gotta pull your pants down, you gotta pull your girdle down. Those is tight, so you gotta like try real hard to get it down. And you gotta get it down. You gotta do what you gotta do. You still gotta wipe. Gotta make sure you're clean. You gotta pull everything back up. Make sure everything's in place. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta look in the mirror. Make sure your makeup's okay. Like all of this takes time.
The older you get, the more time you gotta add.
Right.
So they need like an extra 5-10 minutes.
So
exactly.
So as men, we never add on time, Nick, because we in and out.
Y'all flip it out.
Yeah. Now some dudes nasty. They don't wash their hands.
Ain't nothing nastier than the women's bathroom, though. See, I've been in men's bathrooms, and men's bathrooms smell like pee. They do. They smell like people just been pissing on the floor all day. Like, but women's bathrooms are, like, disgusting on, like, a whole nother level.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
I still don't understand
just on a whole nother level, women's
bathrooms
are disgusting.
I said, I still don't understand how women miss in the women's bathroom.
Because they be the ones, listen, the ones that don't sit their behind on the toilet seat be the ones pissing all over the toilet. And then they don't want to sit on the toilet because they talk about this people telling your little counterpart that don't want to sit her behind on the toilet, the one peed on the toilet. If you sit down, you can't pee on the toilet. Like, that's just all.
That's my thing. If you are over the toilet, the hole is pretty wide, so you can still aim properly. Why is it on the floor? That's just bad.
I've seen blood on the floor.
Okay. I'm just gonna go.
We don't have to throw a little prayer down for that
one. Have a moment of silence.
Now the thing about this particular event, though, I found out, just by hearing, there was only 2 stalls open.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
Why would they do that?
And this place holds like 1,000 people?
Yeah. All women lining up trying to go to this bathroom. And I'm like, how clean could that bathroom be?
I said, that bathroom is probably disgusting.
They had to tape some cardboard. When it was all done and it was time to go back to their seats, I seen the big chubby dude come over there, all sweaty and everything, taping the sign of the door. out of order. I'm like, damn, what did they do in that bathroom? What happened in there?
I was like, I hope they washed their hands when they came out. That's like the where they have the food.
I've never seen so many pissed off women in my life. Standing in line, like black women pissed the hell off.
And
just
they
like,
asking me, like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't have anything to do with this bathroom. Okay, go upstairs.
They said, you here working, so you must know. You got to know something, okay?
I do not know anything.
Why we in line for 15 minutes trying to pee?
Bathroom.
Oh yeah, ain't no way I wouldn't have stood in that line. I'd have had to find another bathroom. I'd had to go ask somebody that worked there. I'd be like, listen, ain't no way y'all only got one bathroom in here. So where the other one? Where the employee bathroom?
Right. Like that one lady that came with the walker. With her, the helper that came with her.
Oh yeah.
And she was trying to skip like 60 people.
Didn't the one chick block her? She put her arm out. The little disabled lady was trying to get behind her wheelchair. She said, "Oh,
listen, just because you disabled don't mean you get to go first after I've been waiting in line. If you was that disabled, you should have stayed at home."
She put her key down. She put her key down like, honey, you're going to have to wait like the rest of us. I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh, man.
She did what she was supposed to.
To pop off at the bathroom line.
Let me ask you a question then.
That's what she was supposed to do.
In situations like that, do women fight? Have you ever heard of a fight breaking out like at a big event or something where just two ladies just all of a sudden they just start at least cussing at each other?
But you know what does want to make me cuss? When I'm in the bathroom, the door is locked, and somebody knock on the door. Like, you already know somebody in here, what you knocking for. Like, that's not going to make me pee no faster. Like, that is so rude. Like, wait till I'll be out when I'm done. Like you knocking, like, what does that mean?
Hello, somebody's trying to use the bathroom. Calm down. Okay, let me finish
Me
what
too.
I'm doing.
Right. Now you're gonna make me sit in here for the next 5 minutes looking on my phone because you be an asshole. So now I gotta be a bigger asshole because you didn't know who you was dealing with when you walked up and knocked on the door.
You gotta be extra petty, yo. Tom Petty over here.
Petty one
Always have been. Always have been. I'm one of those people where if you ain't going like to the grocery store and you driving down the aisle and you see me getting in my car and you wait and hold up the whole line for 5 minutes while I get in my car, I'm just gonna sit in the car if I ain't got nowhere else to be. I'm just gonna sit there and do nothing.
You one of them people.
Because you know what? All that time you done sat there, you could have found your ass another parking spot and been inside the store already. But you being lazy. So I don't have time for that. Not gonna make me rush because you want to be lazy. You be waiting patiently for the next 20 minutes.
So last week, or maybe like a little over, maybe October 1st. I can't remember what day it was. I think it was last week. Bruno Mars just dropped a single called 24 Karat Magic. Now, that track reminds me so much of like Uptown Funk. Did y'all get a chance to listen to it?
I love the track. Oh my gosh.
I heard it. I thought it was good. I don't know that it reminded me so much of Uptown Funk as it reminded me of older school songs like Uptown Funk did. That makes sense.
That does make sense. I mean, I remember you were
like, it had like an old school vibe.
Yeah. Because I remember you told me about your dad, Esmarie, that he does not like songs that are new. They use old school music.
Old. Right. And I'm like, but wait, like, what kind of sense does that make? But like, he be so serious. Like, listen, they just trying to make it sound like old school. Okay though, but the old school music was good though, right? Like,
exactly.
No.
First you say you don't like new music, right. Then you say you don't like, new music that's not like old music. So I don't really know what you're looking for at this point.
Like the whole time I'm growing up, all I heard was older people like, it don't sound like our stuff. It don't sound like our stuff. Now we doing things that sound like that stuff, with an updated vibe. And some don't like it.
Trying to be like us.
So I just want to tell the listeners though, like with Bruno Mars' album, that album is coming out in November. So I'm pretty excited about it. I like a lot of the Bruno Mars stuff. I know it's a lot of like pop stuff in there, but dude is a cold writer, a cold performer. He reminds me a lot of like just a lot of the classics. Like I just think he could be in the class of like Michael, Janet. You know what I mean? Like one of those iconic type of people if he keeps up with it and continues to make good music.
He can be up there, definitely. But I mean, because the other day I was wondering what was going on with him because I didn't hear anything new. Then all of a sudden I hear that he has 24K Magic, and I mean, you can tell that he was working real hard on that because it sounds real good, and the video was hot.
Yeah, make sure you go see that.
I have to watch the video. Yeah. I'm not really enjoying Unorthodox Jukebox. I don't keep up with music. Somebody had to get me on Unorthodox Jukebox and Spotify.
Oh, man.
And that was like one of the first, albums I had on Spotify, and I can listen to the whole thing from beginning to end. There's not a lot of albums I can say that I'll just listen to it straight through, because most albums got like 3-4 good songs tops. And it's like the other songs aren't even like okay. Like I really don't want to listen to them at all. And so to have an artist that comes out with an album where I'm like, I can really get with all these songs. They're all not my favorite songs, but I can still listen to them, and vibe with them. I think that's really good. I'm looking forward to his album coming out.
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely going to be like a definite standout album of the year. Because at some point on the Bandedbox.com site where you can see that video, listeners, you can go and check out the 24 Karat Magic video. If you haven't already checked it out, you can go to the website, bandedbox.com, and take a look. But again, that album is going to come out in November. I'm going to try to look up the... November 18th. It's called 24K Magic.
Oh, that's going to be...
Right. They also got the Weekend is also coming out later in that month, too, on the 25th. Last night, the Michelet movie came on, Surviving Compton on Lifetime. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole movie or anything like that, but the little bit that I saw, I probably missed probably a good 20 minutes to 30 minutes, probably right before she met Dr. Dre. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody on this line has seen Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I've seen it twice. 3 times.
I love the movie. I think it's a great movie. The characters in this movie, Surviving Compton, depicted very differently than what we got in Straight Outta Compton.
Well, I mean, Straight Outta Compton was made by his homeboy, where Surviving Compton was made by his baby's mama.
And Surviving Compton, though, basically they turned Dr. Dre into the new Ike Turner.
The new Ike Turner.
He is the new Ike Turner. If you have not seen Surviving Compton, the Lifetime movie, go ahead and experience the new Ike Turner.
That's what
the new Ike Turner from 30 years ago.
That's the new Ike. All right, dude was beating her up any chance he get, coming home high. Like in Straight Outta Compton, Dre was like the loving, lovable dude that just wanted to make beats. Yo, man, I just want to make music. But
they didn't even mention her on Straight Outta Compton. They have a child together. I think that's important because if you mentioned her at all, you would have had to get into the whole story. I think there's a reason why they didn't mention her at all. Because I know on her show R&B Divas, somebody had asked her about it, and she was like, well, I didn't need to be mentioned. It doesn't bother me that I wasn't in there. I was just a girlfriend that got, beat up and told to shut up. So I didn't, that was Cube's story about Cube's life. Like, I didn't have to be in that, and that was fine with me. So,
yeah. I mean, there were stories out there notoriously saying that Dre beat her up.
But I don't think it was that bad. Like, the way the movie showed it, it was horrible. Like, he hit her hard. It was horrible. I don't know.
Punching her in the stomach.
Well, she had said that, because that's why I watched her on R&B Divas back when I used to watch it. And she, she's mentioned it that, he beat her up from time to time and he would just be on her. And I believe that this is the movie that she was actually behind, like the other Lifetime biopics that just some people from Lifetime decided to do. But I think like she actually had a hand in this movie.
Miss Chalet?
And yeah, but I mean, even if he just slapped her every once in a while, like, isn't that still pretty bad?
That's very bad. And she did have a hand in the movie because she's actually in the movie. She's doing like, she pops up and she's doing like the, I guess the voiceovers. And she talks about like little situations. She'll just show up. Yeah, I was feeling like you know the voice. I was feeling like I didn't have a place to go.
That's how she sounds.
I should have left him, but I just decided to stay because I knew that he loved me.
That voice is something else.
I don't know. People's definition of love is different than my definition of love. But I guess if you never really knew what love was, if you never had a good understanding, a good role model, then you wouldn't know. And then a lot of times abuse doesn't start in the beginning. It starts after you deep in love.
That's true.
All after the fact. Now, when I was watching the movie, I was like, man, they took a few key things out of What's Love Got to Do with it. Either they took some key things out of What's Love Got to Do with it with Ike and Tina, or like women abusers in the entertainment industry, they have like a pattern. All right,
they probably do though.
And like in one scene, all right, there's that song, "There's Something in My Heart." You know that, S. Marie?
Something in my heart.
So they're recording that song. He's like, "You ain't got that part down yet? What's going on? Get in that booth and sing the song like I told you." Now, if anybody's seen What's Love Got to Do with it, there's a scene in that movie where he's like, get in there and sing that song.
You ain't got that part down.
You don't even know the words. Get in there and put some stank on it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, like there's like a theme in there, right? There's also another scene in the movie that's similar to What's Love Got to Do with it, with the mother or the aunt. I'm not sure who she is, but I know she's somebody that's related to Miss Chalet. But in the Ike and Tina Turner movie, What's Love Got to Do with it, her mother was like, hey, you know, you need to stay with him basically for the money, that kind of thing. But in the movie, in Miss Chalet's movie, the mother, I'm going to call her the mother because I don't know. She was like, yeah, think of it as like a high paid job, even though she getting beat up. So I'm like, damn.
I mean, look at that. What was it? Medea's family reunion. Yep, the mother told the daughter that she needed to stay with that man, even though he beat her. And apparently, whatever she was doing to make him mad, she needed to stop doing.
She's like, what are you doing to make him so mad?
Right. I don't know. I think that goes way back down to a deep generational, all the way back to slavery issue.
Yeah.
With black women, like I don't know, I can't get into it right now
because I guess it's like you.
Like I really feel like I don't know. Like if you really look at some people, they really feel like it's supposed to be a struggle. Like as long as you doing better in some way, then like it's cool.
It's better than
everything else is just you just got left fall by the wayside. Okay, so he smashed you around a little bit. Well just quit acting up. Right. The abuser doesn't need a reason to abuse you, and I do think that there is a pattern. I don't know if it's a pattern in the entertainment industry with abusers, but it kind of almost sounds to me like the Jackson 5 movie too, with how he was with them. So I think it's just a pattern with abusers in general, especially when they're getting something out of you that benefits them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like it's just I don't know. I can't even really understand what type of person abuses somebody. Like, I don't understand, like, what's wrong with, like, their wiring that, like, they would think it's okay to, like, hit somebody like that. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about, like, whooping your kids. I'm talking about, like, beating somebody. Like, I don't understand, like, where their wires cross where they think that that's like an okay way to act. But I believe that, it's just a pattern among all of them. And a lot of times, even when abuse starts, people say, they apologize first time. They blame the person that they hit. Why did you make me, look what you made me do. Why did you make me do that? Right. You know what I mean? Just like stupid shit. Like, so I have
But like, even in the movie, right? Dre, like, I don't even think he even apologized one time, saying like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't ever do it again." At least Ike Turner, they gave him the decency of making us apologize and give her a gift or something. Right. They just left Dre out there like, "I just don't give a damn. I'm just gonna beat the hell out of you."
Dre grew up in the hood, okay? Dre was like, "This is what it is."
I question the timing of the movie. I think as soon as that $1 billion deal came out where he made $1 billion, it was kind of like one of those things where they're like, hey, let's knock this dude down a peg. Just all of a sudden.
It could have been.
It could have came out with this movie, It could
have been, but that deal was like, it wasn't like 2 months ago, though. You know what I mean?
That's true, but how fast can you make a movie?
Pretty quickly when it's a Lifetime movie.
That's
How
true.
long does it
That's
take?
True. But you got the quality. This was when maybe they're riding the coattails of the Straight Outta Compton thing because when he made that $1 billion, it was probably right in line with that. But it was such a stark contrast. Like even in the movie, you got a complete different depiction of Suge Knight in that movie.
Which is crazy the way you explained it to me because, although I don't believe everything that the court system puts on paper, that he has had a pattern of being a violent person. And so when you told me that they dated, I was like, well, I guess if you that type of chick that gets abused, it makes sense you would go to another abuser. But then you were like, he was so nice to her and saying, I can't believe he treats you like this. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, at one point in the movie, as she was dating Suge ended up going to jail, right? Now, I'm going to ask you two ladies this. If you were in that situation, now, I don't expect y'all...
No.
Wait. I know before y'all even get going, let me finish my sentence. It's like, first of all, ain't no dude going to be hitting on me. All right? So, you just got a little fantasy right there. Let's just say he wasn't beating on y'all. You went to another dude that was, involved, and it happened to be a dude of the stature of Suge Knight. Now, he wasn't hitting on her or nothing like that, but he went to prison, right? He goes away to prison. You don't know what happened. They're just like, oh, they just took him away. And he's got this multi-million-dollar business, and he wants you to operate that business on the outside. Now, he owned the house that...
Are they married?
They're not married, but he owned the house that she was living in. Michelle,
I can move.
Michelle, but hold on, let me throw in the part now, man.
I'm sorry. Let me finish your story so I can answer it truthfully.
So you're living in this house that he paid for you or whatever it is. Goes away, wants you to run his business from the outside while he's inside. Okay? Now he said he's gonna pay you $30,000 a month to just basically run his business from the outside. All you got to do is just follow his directions on the business deals. That's it. $30,000 a month. Would y'all do it?
Am I paying myself?
It's your money.
I know, but am I gonna get it after he get out of jail?
No. You get paid right then. Right there, every month, $30,000 every month. Even though he's in jail, you getting that $30,000.
I guess if it was just business, sure. Would we stay together? Nah, but I could do the business end of it.
Now
I'm getting paid.
Now Suge ain't gonna go for that now.
Listen, I'm just trying to tell you how I would have to operate. If you want me to take care of the business side of things, I can take care of the business side. But I don't know. I can't be with you while you're in jail. That's just me. Call me unloyal, call me whatever you want, but I'm not about to be your girlfriend and you in jail.
Hey, listen. I'll take that $30,000 a month. I will be there, $30,000 a month in my pocket. I'll handle the business. As long as it's just business, then I'll do it.
You think so? You sound like you're wavering a little bit.
Listen, as long as I ain't got no chance of ending up in jail with you.
Exactly.
Needs to be legit business, okay?
Right, now if it's not legit,
I'm not cut out for prison.
Then I'm gonna have to say no. But if I say no, he's not gonna send somebody to try to hurt me, right?
In the movie, that's what they tried to make it sound like. Hey, you better say yes, because they had two dudes over there. They looked like it was in the Nation of Islam with the two.
And she just a little person too, which is the funny part because she's so teeny with a teeny voice.
I'm gonna take the 30,000 a month.
Damn.
So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, we got a lot of people say a lot of celebrities look good, like Gabrielle Union or Denzel Washington. Now, I think Gabrielle Union, she's a pretty lady, but she's not like how like people try to say she's like, oh my God, you know, like, oh I gotta have it, but I wouldn't kick her out. Let's just put it that way. I just want to be clear.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
hey, get off my line, girl.
Cute.
Get off my shit.
Cute. She just not like extra fine. I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of fine is, but like in my definition of fine, like she just don't fit. And then Denzel Washington ain't never been handsome. My mom used to think Denzel Washington was the most handsome man around. I'm thinking, like, where though?
Like, not that handsome. They're hyping it up for no reason.
I like Denzel. He's a great actor, you know, but like handsome is not like he's not ugly, but he's not handsome. Like he like okay, like he's not.
He's a good looking guy. Cool.
Right, but. Handsome is a stretch.
You heard that, Denzel.
We want to talk about handsome. We need to get into like the Idris Elbas, the Morris Chestnuts. You know, we didn't go with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is like my man. Okay, we can go with Richard Gere with his gray self. Like, you know, I like him across the spectrum, but like Denzel, he don't fit in nowhere on that spectrum, though. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I like Gabby Union. I mean, she's cool. I mean, I like if I had to pick some, I guess like Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls or something like that, or
that's the exotic looking
Eva
one.
Mendes. Those are you know, like they're very pretty. She was the lead singer though.
Okay,
Nicole
then I know who
she was the lead singer of that group. So.
He liked them exotic girls.
Yeah, I like Malaysia. Malaysia, she was the
Malaysia Pargo.
Yeah, I think she's fly.
She's attractive. She is. Malaysia. I don't know. I just don't like Malaysia attitude these days. She's attractive.
I haven't seen the new episodes. Don't worry about it, Malaysia. I didn't say nothing bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, she's super attractive.
It's kind of like one of those things. Like people used to say that J-Lo has a big butt. I don't think J-Lo has a big butt.
J-Lo's got like a nice booty. It's not like wow. They even used to call booties J-Lo booties. Like that's what they used to use to describe booties is J-Lo booties, and it's like I guess you know.
She's got the couple.
But if what you use,
she's got the couple booty. Like the one that you just
like, but I mean, if what you used to is no booty, I mean, I guess a J-Lo booty would be cool. I mean, she was the closest thing to a white chick that they had with a booty, so that might be like what it was. That might be why it was so special.
True.
That's true, but black girls had booties for a long time, and it was bigger and better and better
and
than
guess what? And white girls didn't want no booties.
They want them now.
Right? They did not want big booties. Listen, black girls, all we want is some booty.
Go buy some if you
When I lost weight last year and somebody told me that my booty had got smaller, like it hurt my heart. Okay, like that.
You know what?
That kind of stuff is not what you want to hear.
Because that's what it is when we go to work out, like black women. That's the one thing we ask. Like, are we gonna keep our butt? Like, are we gonna lose our booty? Like, we don't want to. Like, if my booty's gone, I don't know. I might have to get
surgery. To me, it's like you ain't on a booty, like you ain't shaped right. Like you supposed to have boobs, you supposed to have a butt, you supposed to have hips. Like as a woman, like that's just how I feel. Like if you made Like, if you built like a linebacker, that shit is wrong. If like I look at you from the side and you look like a 2x4, that shit is wrong. Like, I just be like, how do you live? Like,
how do you sit down with no butt?
Say that. Right, because I mean, it's like, I know it's like you can't help it. Like, if you bad built, you just bad built. Ain't no amount of exercise gonna change the fact that you ain't got no hips and you ain't got no ass. But like, I just don't understand like how you look like that. Like, how did that happen? And how is it? How do you find it acceptable?
You can't fill out a dress properly.
Well,
right.
It just don't work.
So, anyways, what about that thing you were telling me about earlier? You were reading an article, S. Marie, about bouginess.
Yeah, one of my Facebook friends, they had shared an article, like 10 signs that you might be bougie. And let me say that I've been called bougie plenty of times, and none of these things apply to me. So I just want to put that out there, that I am not as bougie as people think I am. Just because I like nice things does not make me bougie. But it says 10 signs you might be bougie. Number 10 is your fitness life is on fleek. You don't do gyms. To you, they are so passe. You might be bougie if you use words like passe. The generic Zumba classes, the masses of people, the smell of sweat, it's all too much. You traded in your gym membership years ago and frequent exclusive athletic clubs that provide unlimited towel service and host their own farmers markets on Wednesday mornings. Saturday mornings consist of a round of golf or tennis at the club. I will say this, that these bougie things that they talk about, maybe I'm just too broke to be this bougie, because they talk about like all types of stuff that I can't afford.
You see, that's only one thing though, right?
Mm-hmm. Number 2, all of it was stuff I couldn't afford. Okay. Number 2 is you give your kids resume appropriate names. Nope, your babies ain't going to be racially profiled by potential employers because of their names. Bryce, Madison, and Preston are all resume-appropriate names. Plus, they just kind of have a special ring to them.
Hold on.
Your silver vote.
Okay, hold on now. Now, why you got to name your kid Preston and all that kind of stuff? So, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm listening to this, I'm like, well, I guess I'm bougie then, because I wouldn't name my kid. You know,
no, if you are bougie, you would name your children Bryce, Madison, Preston.
I'm saying I wouldn't name
resume
them Preston.
Appropriate names.
I wouldn't name them Preston. I mean, there are other resume appropriate names that are just
right.
I would name my child appropriate name.
You would? I always felt like that, and then the more I feel like I've gotten in touch with my blackness, I realized that we only think certain names are ghetto because society told us that they were ghetto. You don't think so?
No. Because
why?
If I see a resume
what makes one name ghetto than the other?
I mean, if I get a resume and it says Quayshania. Like,
but I mean, it's white folks out here naming their kid Apple. Like, but what made you feel like Quayshania is a name of someone that's not qualified, though?
I mean, yeah, they probably are qualified, but the thing is, in corporate America, they're probably not going to go past that name. They're not even going to bother look at your credentials.
Right, but I mean, is that your problem or is that their problem?
That's their problem, but I'm trying to get them past the name.
Right.
And I had to,
right. That's true, but at the same time, I feel like I also don't straighten my hair just because I work in a bank doesn't mean I'm going to press my hair out. I am who I am. If you can't get past my hair, then you've got an issue.
But you already got the job.
But at the interview, they saw me with an afro. I don't change for interviews. I want you to know what you're gonna get right up front. But I'm highly qualified. But I mean, whether your name is Quayshawn or it's Derek or it's Bryce, like by the time when you come in for an interview, they're gonna know you black. Flat out. Whether they call you for one or they don't. If they feel that way about black people, by the time you get in there, it still ain't gonna matter.
That's true.
I don't know. I really thought about it, and I'm like, what made me feel like these names were ghetto, other than the fact that they're made up? Because there's plenty of made up names that don't have nothing to do with black people. But what made me believe that these names were ghetto and unacceptable names? And why would you name your child that? And it's really just society made me think that. Because I mean, should you name your kid whatever you want to name them? I don't care. And when they get grown, they can change their name if they want to. But a lot of them don't, because that's who they are. I don't know. It's one of those things where I can understand wanting to prep your children for life, but then at the same time, like, you still also gotta teach them that just because your name Bryce don't mean people ain't gonna treat you like a nigga when they see you, you know. So
right, they ain't gonna treat you like just because your name Bryce don't mean they ain't gonna treat you like Quayshawn. Right, that's basically what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's where I'm at with that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, you know, we just want to get you the interview at least if you can get the interview. Well, and it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing that we look at those names and things that way.
It's things that you have to decide.
Right,
that.
but that's the world we live in. You know, black people. You know, we don't control the hiring process. You know what I mean? There's not too many of our business out there where we can control that. You know, so when they see a name like Quayshawn or whatever it is, they go, okay, that person's ghetto. But even if they wanted a black person to work there, they're probably not going to pick a black person named Quayshawn. I'm just saying, those are the odds. Now, I got my own business. We're trying to get this thing going over at Bandedbox. Trying to get some growth. I would hire a Quayshawn. If he's qualified and he could do the thing, he's in. But I can't say that for every other business. You know, if you're trying to go work at the bank, or if you're going to try to go and be an air traffic controller or something like that, you might have some problems. You might have some problems, you know. Right, but I don't know. But listen, if everybody's name is something made up, They're gonna have to take some of us, okay? Or else they could be sued. So they're gonna have to take a couple of Quayshons and Shalandas and Coinitas, okay? So oh wow. What else is on your list? Let's see. Number 3, you travel like the Kennedys. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it talks about wintering in Aspen and summering in Martha's Vineyard. Again, out of my price range. You hire a black nanny. I don't have any kids. If I did, I still couldn't afford a nanny. First of all, okay, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
Time out.
Is this okay? Do we need to replace the word bougie with white?
Exactly. We need
to replace the word bougie with well off. Okay? Because can't none of my friends afford this stuff. Like, it's not just me, but like all the people I know, like we like, you know, because let's talk about with the kids, you know.
If I was well off, and I'm hiring a nanny, she's still gonna be black.
Right,
so
exactly.
I guess I'm too on.
They're saying that you make sure you hire a black nanny because you believe in doing business within the black community.
Oh. They're trying to trick people.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. Well, I guess.
Yes, and then when you want to, it says when you want to seem down to earth, you refer to her as your babysitter instead of your nanny because that sounds more regular. Listen, I just happened to come across this article. I didn't write it, okay? Number 5 is you have a non-traditional village. Your village, quote unquote, consists of your personal trainer, your life coach, your business mentor, your therapist, your hairstylist or barber, and your massage therapist. Again, I cannot afford all these people in my life.
Check this out. I got a barber.
You got a business mentor.
Too, right?
And a business mentor.
Look at that, you got 2. I got a hairstylist.
I got a long way to go.
And an ex-personal trainer.
No.
Kind of got a life coach, in a way.
You got a life coach? Okay. Well, these people keep you sane and they keep you in check, but most importantly, they keep you on point. Without them, you'd be lost. Seriously. You hide behind the law. You never say, well, you can kiss my black ass. No, you're much too sophisticated for that. You address all personal attacks, including assertions that you are, in fact, bougie, with a, well, you can call my attorney. And you mean it. You really mean it. You threaten defamation and libel and pain and suffering because you had to schedule an extra session with your therapist because of the suit, and your aura just hasn't felt right since the verbal assault.
The aura.
Listen. Now, this one I can get with, except for the thanking Jesus for wine. But it says you constantly thank Jesus for wine. I personally like wine. I go to wine tastings. I traveled on my 30th birthday specifically to do a wine trail. I came back with 15 bottles of wine. I like wine. However, I don't necessarily thank Jesus for wine.
Jesus turned water into wine.
Wine? That's what it says in here. Wine is to you what that 40-ounce bottle of malt liquor was to Ice Cube and Boys in the Hood. You rejoice that Jesus' first miracle was turning water into wine. You go wine tasting at least once a year in either Tuscany or Napa. No, I can't afford to go to Tuscany or Napa. And you attend minimally one sip and shop event a month. You prefer Dom Perignon or the like. Never, ever $2 Chuck, whatever that is. And you drink a glass while watching your favorite TV shows, which most likely include Scandal and perhaps Queen Sugar, both of which I do enjoy. Queen Sugar is a great show on OWN, an all-black cast again. It just came out this year. This is its first season. I want to say it's like on its 4th or 5th episode. It's a great show. You should watch it. This other one is hard to read because it's white writing over pastel, but it says, you're always pretty in pastel. Cream business suits, peach silk blouses, off-white sofas. Your wardrobe and house look like a custom-ordered box of Crayolas in the pastel edition. Your dry cleaning bill rivals most people's AT&T monthly bill. And there's something about Jack and Jill, but I can't read it at all because it's white over white. And you have participated in a cotillion or a bootilion.
Yes, no.
Anyone ever been in those?
Nope.
I was a debutante, but it was with the annual Christian Women's Retreat, so it wasn't technically a cotillion, but I was a debutante.
So you're like a quarter bougie.
Yeah.
No. What do you mean?
That might be the whole list. I was a debutante. Bougie.
Like, you bougie, man. Mm-hmm.
You bougie on a budget.
Right. Because I'm like, listen, I can't afford this stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that the whole list?
That was it. It was 10.
That's crazy. There's so much expensive stuff on that list. I mean,
Marie is bougie.
When you come out with the debutante thing, that's bougie.
They took the cake.
What? Because I was a debutante? All the girls were debutantes going to the annual Christian Women's Retreat. I love wine. You have to wine taste.
Yeah, she
you
said
gotta taste it to know if you like it. That's cool.
Very cool. All right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up. I just want to thank all of the listeners for tuning in for the very first Unfaded podcast. Please next week we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna have even better shows after that. We're gonna get the wheels turning on this thing. I swear we will. So I'd like to thank L.A. Bailey. Where can we find you?
Well, if you're looking for Closet 18, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Closet XVIII. That's it.
And S. Marie, want to say something to the people? Sign out.
I can be found on Instagram and Twitter, and probably Ask FM. Is anybody still on there? I don't do it anymore, but you can see some stuff I've done in the past. And YouTube at Fabulously Spicy. That's Fabulously Spicy.
Nice. And again, you can check out Bandedbox.com. That's Bandedbox.com. BANDEDBOX.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Facebook, using the @ symbol Bandedbox. If you have any suggestions for what we could do on the show that's better, go ahead and hit us up on social media. Thank you very much to everybody, and peace out.
Hashtag best. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jocking. Keep up.